nervous now.
Here it is.
This is it.
I have Sylvester in my shop.
Oh my gosh, perfect. Well, Hello everyone. Welcome or welcome back. No, actually, just welcome. Only welcome, because this is the first ever episode of the Hi, I'm Haley podcast. And hello, I am Haley. Today, we are joined with Josh, my other half, my boyfriend of going on 8 years. And yeah, do you want anything you want to say? Any introductions?
Yeah, thanks. I didn't want to interrupt, but yeah, I'm here. I'm the partner and thrilled to be here, chilling in our living room.
Yeah, we're at the home cozy vibe today. I apologize if I'm just giddy this entire episode. I have wanted to start a podcast for the longest time, and I'm going to be doing a podcast like a traditional Spotify, YouTube podcast moment with my brother Joseph, but I figured I have all the equipment, I spent all the money on it, might as well get more value out of it and do like a little solo Patreon podcast, an exclusive podcast. You got to pay for this shit. So we can get real raw, dirty, and just talk about whatever. So that's basically the goal of the Hi, I'm Haley podcast. As of right now, it's a Patreon only podcast where we're just going to get real about whatever. So if you have anything you want to see on this podcast, let me know in the comments. I'm very open to suggestions. I want to make content you all want to see. But today I figured we would open by having Josh on as a guest. And of course, if you do well, I'm like, this is your training. No, if you do good and if they want more, we can always have Josh on again. But today I figured we would do the classic rundown of our relationship, how we met, that whole story time, and then give some relationship advice to everyone in the audience.
To the rookies.
Yeah, y'all are rookies. We've been out here for years, motherfucker. We got time on you.
Yep.
But yeah,
the
so
seniors out here.
Yeah, senior citizens in the dating game. So I do have an email where you can send in your advice. If you see this and you're like, oh my God, I wish they would have, I'm having this dating issue right now and I need help, or I'm having this sex issue right now. And oh my God, I wish I would have known. Well, now you know, and you can send in your dilemmas, because I definitely want to do this again. So the email is in the description box of.
Spam that email.
Yes. Whatever you want, like any relationship, friendship, sexual dilemma you're going through, like give me the juicy details. Everything will be kept anonymous, and send over your problems and we'll be your therapist. Well, at least I will. And sometimes maybe Josh.
I'm part-time sometimes.
He's part-time.
Maybe.
Yeah. So.
No commitments.
Yeah. So I guess let's just start with our story. The Haley and Josh story.
Okay. Do you want to take the lead?
Well,
or?
I actually want to start by asking you, what was your first ever, what was your first impression of me? When was the first time you heard about me? How did you find out who I was?
So you've always been famous to me.
Yeah, sweetie, you've always been famous. Thank you.
She's, it's funny because before, you've always been like recording stuff and whatever since.
Yeah, since I was a kid, I was making little videos, but I didn't have a YouTube following. Or I didn't have any followers at the time.
You didn't have
that we met and started
followers
dating.
like that,
no,
or like this right now. But
I think just around town, people knew.
But
because I was a little weird.
She had a lot of Facebook friends, so it was like you were mutual with like everybody.
All
or whatever.
of your Facebook
so
friends.
I've seen you through Facebook, and I wasn't the type of person who hung out with people who went to other schools. I know a lot of people did, but I just didn't.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I only did it out of necessity. I moved away and I missed my old friends. So I would force my parents to drive me back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I should preface by saying we both were born and raised in Utah, literally probably within a 20-minute area of each other, our whole lives. But we didn't physically meet and cross paths until we were both in middle school. So we're 15 right now, probably when you first like discovered me through Facebook or whatever? 16?
Probably like 14.
Oh, 14. Oh, I'm sorry. We
15?
started dating like 15. So this was like 13, 14 probably then.
Yeah, so it was probably like 13 or 14. But yeah, so it was 13, 14 in middle school, and I just got a friend request one day from her, and I was like, oh, I know who this is. And also because you were dating somebody that I knew.
Okay, that's so funny that you say that actually, because that friend request. Look, I've always said this. Never let a boyfriend stop you from finding a husband or whatever. Basically, I was friends with this girl, Destiny. Like, I had met her through other friends, whatever. And you went to Destiny's school at the time.
Yeah.
The middle school that we went to together.
We
But
dated.
At this, yes. And I was friends with Destiny, and Destiny's like, oh yeah, I'm dating this kid, Josh. I like mentioned you briefly, like either in a DM or in person. I don't remember. I think probably like, whatever. I just heard that you and Destiny were dating. And I was like, who's this Josh guy? And I looked you up, and you were very attractive. And that's when I sent that friend request.
Thank
My
you.
friend was dating you, and I said, friend request. But like, that's innocent. That was at the time, like, you're right. I did have a shit ton of Facebook friends. Now I don't. Now it's like only if you know me IRL. But back then, like, that was before like Instagram really.
Where you used to like MySpace, where it was like the goal to have the most friends.
Yeah,
or something?
kind of. Yeah, I think so.
So it just rubbed
'cause, like,
off on you?
I always wanted to be a YouTuber, but yeah, like I think back then I did want to have, like, to be cool, I wanted to have a bunch of Facebook friends. So I would just add literally anybody, like friends of friends of friends.
And
So
I'm pretty sure your name on Facebook was HALEYJEAN, and I knew, I was like, that's not like it just seems like a
it's
cool
convenient
name, you
for
know?
anyone that
Yeah.
doesn't know. My name is HALEYJEAN Sherbal. I'm doxing myself, but y'all are
You've
probably
already done
familiar
that by now, so
Yeah, like whatever. I'm not. But Jean is my middle name. So if you ever wonder like where HALEYJEAN comes from, it is my name. My name is HALEYJEAN Sherbal, but I just like chopped off the Sherbal because growing up, like, I'm sorry, just the dumbass people in Utah have no idea how to pronounce it. Like I would get Skaherbal, Scribble, Shinbirl, like,
hard life for you.
yeah. So I just chopped it off. Like, I don't know. I was just like, oh, HALEYJEAN, that's fun.
Yeah,
So, and
it
that
is
kind of
nice.
stuck. It's still stuck. I think like if
Easy to say. Shout out Michael Jackson.
now Sylvester's in my shot. You have anything you want to say? I don't think the gain's high enough to even pick that up.
No, I didn't hear it.
Our cats are here, by the way. If you hear us mention Sylvester and Sushi,
Yeah, so our cats are here at our house.
they live here.
Yeah, they do live
No
here.
shocker.
They are in the house more than we are.
Yeah, but they don't pay that rent. I'll tell you what.
No.
Though Sushi
We're gonna
was
have a talk with them later.
Sushi was in a sponsored Instagram post the other day, though.
I mean,
so
yeah, Sushi's pulling weight right now. So
Sylvester, you need to get on it.
he's
Anyway,
just gaining weight.
he's gaining weight.
Just kidding. We're actually having him on a diet.
They're on a
so
diet. That's a lie. Okay, so
Back to the story.
I sent you a friend request. What
So yeah,
was your
she sent me a
thoughts?
friend request. I don't know. I knew of you because of my
Mutual
friend,
friends, whatever.
and also I just
Oh,
saw
you
you
knew
a lot
of
on
me because
Facebook.
of my ex. Yeah, I think this
Yes.
also is very valid to mention that at this time I was dating this guy.
Yeah.
We will call him Samuel. Okay, we'll call him Samuel.
Whatever you want.
Samuel, wish you the best.
Yeah,
But
so-
Samuel and Josh were like acquaintances. Like you would talk in school, like
Yeah,
see
like
each other in the
we-
halls. Hey, what's up? How are you? Like,
Well, actually, at this point, we were more than acquaintances. I'd say we're like low friends.
okay, you weren't BFFLs.
No, but we like
we're
we're
friends.
pretty close contact. So
in the same friend group.
I knew this person.
So I assume Samuel would talk about me, like briefly mention, because we.
yeah, I think
You're like, no. I'm
Well,
like,
I think-
damn, because we went to different schools. So like, you know, I was at a different school at this time. Everyone else, Destiny, Samuel, Josh, were all at this school A and school B. So I was at school A, y'all were at school B. And school B was full of kids that I grew up and went to elementary school with because it like merged your elementary school, my original elementary school, whatever. But then I moved away. My parents we moved away. Parents got divorced. It was just like a bunch was going on. So I lived like 15 minutes away. But so I would assume Samuel talked about me. Like, damn, I talked whatever.
well, so
I'm
there's
like all
some
mad.
there's context to know here. So
Okay.
you know the whole thing that's like Yeah, my girlfriend goes to another school though. Like,
Yeah.
that's so I feel like he knew
think
that
people
and wouldn't like brag about it, but like
Yeah.
our friend group knew of you, so they'd ask about you and stuff and whatever.
Yeah,
so
but
I think
he
it was like a
wasn't
low
just
key
like
thing, but he's not
shouting my name from the
like,
rooftop.
yeah, exactly. So he wasn't
But
being
you just
annoying
knew
about
of
it.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I'd say I mainly knew of you from
Facebook.
like Facebook, because then he didn't ever show pictures of you or anything, but Facebook you could like easily just
Damn,
see.
he wasn't even showing me off.
I mean, not from what I remember.
I mean,
like
it
forever
makes sense
ago.
that it didn't work out, I guess. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
But
Bonk
so
in the mic.
you added me, and then like I feel like weeks later you like ended up transferring to that school.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I like
yeah.
actually saw you in person. and
But
I was
like, so no thoughts about adding me, right? Because you weren't the type that you didn't have a bunch of Facebook friends. You don't.
I'm
Josh
pretty sure
doesn't
I
even
added
have.
you like right away.
Yeah, he accepted my friend request, and I remember being like, "Wow," because I remember you only had like less than 100 friends or something. Like you didn't even have your family on there. I didn't know this at the time, but
Yeah.
now I know. Like he doesn't even have his fucking parents added on
I-
Facebook, and I do.
I never fell into the whole like ad for ad thing. People would add me all the time, and I'm like, I don't know who you are. Like,
Yeah.
stop. You know.
But you didn't know me, and you accepted my friend
But
request.
I kind of knew you, and I knew you were like famous, so I was like, fuck, I'm out there.
You wanted the
I
clout.
was like, dang, she kind of cute.
No, but that's so funny. Like I was not famous, y'all. I was just like more interesting than half the people that in our town we grew up. So it was
Yeah,
like,
right.
I was like, infamous within the city, but like
Yeah.
I had no followers. Like Josh went from me having 0 followers to 100 and now 60,000. Like we've been together that entire time.
Yeah, I was there from day one.
He was there from day one. So I don't want to let's not draw the clout chaser narrative too much because I feel like it'll just confuse people.
And then she started paying my bills.
Okay, whatever. You can actually thank the patrons. They are
yeah.
actively, they go above and beyond to pay the bills even more.
Shout out patrons for paying my bills.
If you're watching this, like, shout
No,
out.
Actually, thank you. So.
Yeah, huge thanks. But yeah, okay, so we were friends on Facebook. And then during this time, I added Josh, whatever, I don't know. My parents got divorced. I'm like, so fun. So my dad knew, I was very unhappy. We moved into this house starting middle school. And I had no friends. I was depressed. Like all my friends, my boyfriend, everyone went to this school B that Josh went to. And I missed them. I wanted to be back with them, just regretting moving away. So when my parents got divorced, my dad was like, yo, I'll get an apartment literally down the street from school B so you can transfer and be with your friends and everything. So I was living life at that point. I wasn't because my parents were getting divorced. But, I was like good within the bad,
Yeah,
yin
it's
and
good
yang.
of a divorce as it could be,
Nice
maybe.
of my dad to do that. So I moved in with my dad, this little apartment, like literally a 10-minute walk from our middle school, and I transferred.
Did you walk to school?
Yes.
Nice.
I would walk
Respect.
to
Love
school every day. And on the way home from school, I would stop and get a Baja Blast Freeze at the Taco Bell. I passed the Taco Bell on my way. And I got to the point where the Taco Bell workers were like, they would give me free shit. Like they recognized me.
it. Yep.
That was true fame right there. I've never had a Taco Bell that treats me that good ever again, but whatever. Anyway, so I transferred to the school. I'm still dating Samuel, living life,
Yeah.
So we just became friends. Like that's truly how it started. I transferred and I was in your class. I don't remember what
Yep.
class it was.
I don't know if this is right when you moved. I'm pretty sure you went to the school for a little bit, and then that next
The next semester or
class
something.
or whatever, next semester we had a class. But
Yeah,
I'm
but
pretty
we would
sure it
see.
was-
We met like in the hallway, maybe. Like I don't remember the first words I spoke to you in person.
No.
Like I don't know. Probably just Samuel like
It was-
introducing me to you or something. like
yeah,
that.
maybe.
So you don't let your boyfriend stop you from finding a husband because mine literally basically did introduce me.
Yep.
My ex-boyfriend introduced me to my forever man. So that's kind of funny. Sorry, Samuel. I'm not sorry. But me and Samuel started together. We just became friends because here's the thing. I transferred. At this time, you and Destiny had broken up. I don't know.
Yeah, that didn't last long.
Okay, you were a player. So that was the thing. Like you had a rep. You had a reputation. You were a player.
Yeah.
You were a fuckboy, 100%.
As much as a 14-year-old person could be, I guess.
Yeah, right. Like, yeah. Like you would just date a bunch of different girls, break up pretty quickly.
Yeah, I wasn't afraid to
You
break it off.
cheated on a few girlfriends. I remember like the rumor, the gossip, like
This is true.
he was a player. And I remember like me and Samuel, my ex, we would have conversations all the time. Like Josh is so funny. Like, and we'd be like, literally like mutually would be like, yeah, he's really attractive and stuff, but he's just such a fuckboy. Like, I don't think he takes anything seriously. Like,
Oh, yeah. People always thought like
I thought you were a bad
dumb,
student.
and I just like wouldn't.
Didn't care.
But I always had like great grades.
But you were just kind of finessing. You were like, why do the homework myself when I could get a pretty girl to just give me the answers?
Oh yeah, and it was an opportunity to flirt too. So it was like,
he was a big flirter.
Yeah.
At this time,
it at that age, I felt like I was just like really confident in myself, and it was nice to be able to flirt with somebody, compliment somebody, and then just like make them feel good. Cause like at that age, everyone feels like shit, right? Like everybody's just like, fuck
it's true.
my life.
It's true.
I'm ugly, you know? So it's like people extra appreciated it, and maybe it helps, maybe it doesn't. But we live in a very like religious place, so maybe even they have some like religious like shame. So I'm there to lift them up a bit.
Whatever.
You know?
I think he was just sowing his oats, and he was happy he didn't care. You know, he's living his 14-year-old teenage boy fantasy.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's a cute spin to put on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, but when we first met, like it was solely just friendly. Okay, before we actually became friends, though, I have a story.
Okay.
So when we were just like acquaintances, I knew you, whatever. We're at school. I transfer into his computer tech class.
Yep. Got to learn the basics of computers.
And I was like all the way against the wall, my seat. So it was me, this girl, Brianna, and Josh. And
no, actually, it was.
Or was it?
You were in the
that's that's even worse. You're actually right.
Oh, no.
It was Brianna, me, Josh. And Josh and Brianna would like flirt over me all period, which is fine. He would flirt with Brianna, but it was never something serious. You know, you were just like little banter, make jokes. Like Brianna was also very much kind of like that, like just like super flirty and just like got along with everybody. She was funny, goofy, whatever. So, but they had their little thing and I was in the middle of it, and like not once ever did Josh acknowledge my existence. He never said anything to me. He didn't talk to me. He would just talk over me and like literally pretend I wasn't there. Brianna would like talk to me every once in a while, but I was just kind of like, at this point, like the first like 2 weeks or whatever, I was just like, whatever, this fuck boy. Like he's kind of annoying.
Your memory of this and mine are like totally different.
Yeah, of course.
Like,
you don't remember. You were too busy like looking into Brianna's eyes.
No, I feel like this lasted like maybe a week, which is...
Yeah, I'm saying it was like a week or two. I said that. Like the first like week or two, it was like
short.
this.
And
I know the exact moment it changed. Like it shifted. Okay. So
when was that?
I was pretty annoyed. I was just like, whatever. Like I'm just dealing with these two little hoodlums like flirting and just being annoying. And I was just trying to pretend like I wasn't there. But then one day we needed to get like a textbook.
We were using physical textbooks.
Like heavy ass, like 10-pound physical textbooks. Yeah. Ridiculous.
Takes up like a quarter of the classroom to store all these books.
Literally. But so the teacher was like, get your textbooks, whatever. And you literally went like over top of my head, went, Brianna, I'm going to grab you a book. Got up and got a book. And I was just going to wait for you to get back, figure that out before I would get up and go get mine. But you brought me a book too. And you didn't say anything. You just like set it down. But like the fact that you thought of me and brought me a book as well, I was like, oh, okay, like maybe I exist or whatever, you know, like I think that was just, I was like a little olive branch. I was like, oh, okay. So then I think from then, I don't know really what changed, but I remember being like, wow, he brought me a book.
Yeah, and it was because I didn't for a little bit, because I was like, this person's new. I'm not just going to grab her book, act like she can't grab her own book. So it was
whatever.
Like, I gave you a little time, you know,
okay,
to fend off for yourself. And then I got you.
Yeah. So
you're welcome.
Thanks for the book. After that, we kind of just became like friends. We were, you know, we would talk a little bit more in that class. Sorry, I'm reapplying lip gloss. Do you remember anything from that class so I can just apply this?
I mean, I have a side conversation about that class, but maybe we don't want to get to it. Like just the stuff that we did, but it doesn't really matter. It's just like crap about that class, like the assignments we had or whatever. But
you just want to talk shit about the TA that really pissed you off in that class. Josh put like a big old Kim Kardashian picture.
Let's just say I was trying to appreciate Kim Kardashian in my like presentation.
Kim Kardashian's body
and my
in
teacher
his presentation, and the teacher
not having it. Not even the teacher, the teacher's assistant who was training to become like.
And I think that was even worse. It was like she shouldn't have any real authority, so you were just pissed off that she was yelling at you because like the teacher probably wouldn't have cared really. He would have just ignored it.
She was cracking down.
She
You
was
didn't need to
very
crack
serious.
down that hard. Like, come
You're like,
on.
you're not my teacher. Fuck
It's
off.
like, it's not nudity. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it wasn't even like a
it was
bikini pic. It was like,
no. It was just Kim in his presentation, like
just
his
because she got a
PowerPoint.
fat ass doesn't mean that you can't look at her body like clothes.
Yeah, right. Like yeah. It was literally a photo of like Kim on a red carpet, like in a dress.
Sounds like someone's bitter.
Yeah.
Someone's jealous or
But
whatever.
I think, yeah, she just got mad at him. But anyway, so we were in that class. We became friends, like solely platonic, like just vibes.
We probably definitely hit it off because like I love anyone who I can joke with. Like,
Yeah,
people
we
who
would
can
just
take a
joke. And that's still our dynamic now, is that we just literally make each other laugh all day.
That's probably my number one like need
requirement
in like a partner is like that, because that's what I value most.
Yeah. So then I would say where things shifted was like the semester after. So it was like first semester. And then second semester came, new schedule, new classes, whatever. And we had art together.
This was when we were the last grade before we moved up. Yeah, pretty sure. Which is 9th grade for us.
We were 9th graders, which is in Utah, the last year of middle school. Technically, everywhere else, we were freshmen. Like, technically, everywhere else, freshman, 9th grade is like your first year of high school. In Utah, they do it real stupid. So we were technically still in middle school, but it was our freshman year. And
so we were the oldest kids in the school.
Yeah, we were the oldest, and we had art together. And we were the only 9th graders, the only people in our grade in this same class, in this art class. Because it was like an art, like, intro to art, you know, like, and I took it literally because I just needed an elective, and I was like, what's gonna be the easiest shit ever?
Right. Yep.
Intro to art. And I think that you probably did the same shit, you know?
I think so.
And we ended up,
I just needed a class to fuck around in, I think. Or whatever, just
an
chill.
easy class.
Yeah.
It was me, you, actually, I lied. We weren't the only 9th graders because it was me, you, and this kid.
Code name. Mike.
I think the only name I can think of, that's my grandpa's name.
So?
Mike, whatever. The only name I could think of was his real name. But anyway, so us and Mike, I don't know why we're redacting his name. He was like not important at all. He would never see this.
I just don't like that name. I just don't like the real name. So
I just don't want to say it. Yeah. Oh, that's so stupid. Okay, so it was us three, whatever.
Yeah.
And but we were all like the first half of the class, we were like all split up. Like we didn't sit next to each other. We didn't really talk that much. You were dating a girl in the class. And you like made out like in the you weren't right.
We weren't dating. We were just physical.
Right. Like
what?
Okay. Yeah. I know. It's just so funny because like I never had like a fuck buddy in middle school. Like that's just not like that was not my.
It lasted very short time.
But yeah. So the beginning of that class, you were occupied, like you were busy, whatever, with her making out like literally in the middle of class, like
because the art room is like it
was huge,
pretty like just like a studio, right? So it's like walls and there's like desks. But then there was a little divider in the back where you'd put stuff to dry.
So it wasn't like they were just making out like middle of the class for everyone could see. They went behind like this little rack thing and like hid.
Our teacher was also like 8 foot tall, so he could definitely see over it.
Oh my god, yeah, he was tall. Mr. Adams, I think, is that his name?
Yeah, that's his.
I'm gonna use his
name.
I'm gonna use his legal name because he's
Shout
relevant.
Out. He's probably got some art up for
he
sale.
is relevant to our relationship story though. Okay, so whatever. So we're getting there. So the first half of this class period, or like this semester, or whatever, like we didn't sit next to each other. We didn't really talk. Like we would say, hey, if we were like going to sharpen our pencil or some shit, you know, like. But yeah, so that was when you made out with a girl in class, which I didn't know about. I found out about this like later. Not that it mattered.
Sneaky, right?
But then you started dating. What should we call her?
I don't know who we're talking about. So
of course you don't.
Let's
of course you
don't.
Name. We'll call her Brittany.
Okay, I was gonna say code name with the same letter.
We'll call her Brittany. Is that same letter or not? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I'm trying to be vague here.
Right. But you never know, right? So
okay. So you started dating Brittany, and it was like a pretty like compared to your other like flings, your little like relate whatever, like this was a pretty serious relationship.
Yeah.
Compared to other ones.
Yeah, we like actually dated and I was like, hey,
committed. Yeah. She was a new girl. She was new as well.
Yeah.
She transferred and was new. And whatever. This isn't the Brittany and Josh show, so we don't need to go into that.
Exactly.
But basically, so we were both in relationships. like I was still with Samuel. We've been dating for like a year now, maybe, like around then. So
Yep.
I'm a long-term relationship girly. It's just people fall in love with me. Like I can't help it.
Behind you, I hope you can see it. They're like attacking
Can
each
you
other
see?
now.
Oh yeah, you can.
He was licking him for a while, but now it looks like he's gonna attack him.
Oh my goodness.
So whatever. If you hear a squeal,
Yeah,
everyone,
you
in a
can
second,
see it.
but-
They can see it. They can
Okay.
see everything.
Just making sure.
So, yeah, I was still dating Samuel, and Josh started dating Brittany. So we were both in like relationships, like very open, committed. Everyone knew that we,
Yeah.
you know. So, but then, so my teacher was like, "We're getting a new seating chart, and the people with the highest grades in the class get to pick where they want to sit or who they want to sit by." And I, straight A student, 4.0 ass bitch, had like one of the highest grades in the class. So he called my name. He asked me, like, came up, was like, "Where do you want to sit in the seating chart? And like, who do you want to sit by, whatever." And I was like, honestly, I don't care who I sit by. I didn't talk to anyone in this class.
Right. There's a bunch of younger.
It was a
kids
bunch
in
of
the class.
seventh graders. Like, it was not the vibe. So I was just like, I don't want to sit by these two seventh graders that are at my table right now. Like, I just want to be away from these kids that I was sitting by.
Yep. Everyone does.
And my teacher's like, "Okay, well, there's not like one person you want to sit by." And I was like, "Okay, I guess you can put me by Josh because we're both the only ninth graders in the class.
Yeah.
You were the only
And
person I'd ever talked to outside of the class."
And one other person.
But then he was like, "Okay, I'll just sit all the ninth graders together."
Oh, wow.
I didn't ask for Mike to sit with us. Like that
Yeah.
was
Okay,
But he
okay.
was like, Mr. Adams was like, "Okay, well, I'll just put you three together, like there." So then it was the ninth grade table. It was just me, Josh, and Adam. No, sorry.
Mike.
Me, Josh, and Mike. I can't keep these fucking code names together. And that's when we really like became friends, I think. Like before that we were acquaintances, I would say more so. Like friendly acquaintances,
Yeah.
but this is like when we became friends.
Because art class is like one that you can just, you're doing
You're
something,
doing
you
your
can just
art and
talk.
you're just talking with
Yeah.
whoever you're by. And so we just got to talking a lot. We would talk about like random shit. And because we were both in committed relationships and we both knew that, I feel like we were both just like, if we flirt, it literally doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It was
right.
never going to go anywhere.
Yeah, we would just like,
So we would have like, and I'm not saying
compliment each
I would be
other
like,
and,
"Oh
like-
my God, Josh, you're so unsexy." I would just be like, "Oh, you look nice today." Like just like funny little, we would make jokes, you know.
I was so just focused on other things, you know, like Brittany, and then like just
Yeah.
I was the oldest kid in the grade, and so I had a lot of power.
That's
So
true.
I
Not
definitely
only were
tripped
you
that
the
year.
oldest, like we were the only ninth graders in there, but you were like literally the oldest. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because you're born in 1999
yeah,
and everyone else was born in 2000 like me.
yeah, exactly, 2000
Yeah.
and younger, and it was just like I'm leaving the school anyway, so like I would do a lot of trouble stuff, and what are they?
You're a
gonna do,
troublemaker,
you
yeah.
know? So yeah, I was just
This
very
was his
like,
fuckboy troublemaker era. It was hot though. Like I'm like, you know,
it was fun.
it made you hot. Like it did. You were the bad boy. Like you kind of were, you know, like not like super bad, but like we didn't have like
Yeah.
bad boys, like whatever, but you were as close as we could get kind of a thing.
Yeah, and I mean,
But I liked you because you were like hot, flirty, like troublemaker, but like you hung out with nerds. Like it wasn't just you, and you weren't like the jock sort of like popular hot guy. You know what I mean? Like you would hang out with like the like nerdy kids. Like you weren't like,
the rowdy boys.
yeah, just the boys that want to like vandalize the school,
Yeah,
the
like-
stoners, the skaters,
Right.
that kind of vibe.
Yep.
Which is to me, like, I don't know. I like skater boys, so I wasn't, but whatever. So but we were both in committed relationships. Like at this point, like art class, like I was like, me and Samuel are going to be together forever. Like we were in a very toxic, unhealthy relationship, but it was a little bit on and off again. Samuel very much had like a wandering eye. Anytime we would like break up, like anytime we had a conflict with each other, we would just break up.
Yeah.
And then when we were broken up for like that 2-day period, like immediately he'd just be like, "I love someone else." Like I would find messages of him like with other girls being like, "I love you." Like it was just so ridiculous. Like anyone that gave him a glimpse of attention, he would have just like latched onto it. So
Yeah.
like I didn't really feel bad about like flirting with other people. Like I was just like, whatever. So we would flirt very innocently.
Yeah, and it was like,
I would give you advice
Yeah, I
about
like I
stuff with
knew.
Brittany.
right.
Like I feel like me and Samuel had one of the longest like middle school relationships. Like we would post a bunch of pictures together. Like we were kind of like the it couple. Like I can't even lie. Cause like other people in middle school like weren't dating for that long. You would date someone for like 2 weeks and break up.
Yeah. So it was like, I just figured like that's what you two would do with your life. So I was like, there's no harm in like flirting with her. Cause it's like, I wasn't trying to like take her fucking sweep her away.
No.
And she wasn't trying to do that to me. So
no, I knew like you're hot, fun. I like flirting with you, but like nothing would ever happen because you're a fuckboy and I can't. Was always my, you know, like you're very attractive and you're very funny, but like them. You're like how could I ever trust you?
Right. How could you ever?
How could I ever
share?
How could I ever be with you for like 8 years? No, but that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like a Wattpad character, like the whole like girl tames the bad boy. Like I literally, that's me. That is me. So whatever. We were in art class and we would talk and we would flirt. And that's when we got really close. And I feel like we were like truly besties, like friends, you know, like good friends.
Yeah, for sure.
So the school year ends. It's summer. School's out for summer.
Yep. And then we're transitioning to high school. So it's like kind of a big jump
we're
too.
going from
so
middle school to high school.
So it's a very transitional period of
summer.
Yep.
Yep. And I remember I was still with Samuel. And one of the last things that Samuel and I ever did together was go to a Tyler, the Creator concert. And in art class, you wore some Odd Future socks or something like.
Yeah, I like just discovered Odd Future and Tyler. So I was like, oh, that's cool.
And I had like been into Tyler for like probably about a year or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I got tickets and you wore, and I mentioned like, oh, I have tickets to see them this summer. Like, are you going to be there? You know, maybe we could like meet up and hang out. Like me, you, Samuel, whoever, you know,
right.
Because you were friends with Samuel too. So like we could all hang out in a group. So I was like, if you're going to be at this concert, you know, like, so the night that the concert happened, I think I reached out to Destiny because I knew Destiny had your number because y'all dated like forever.
Sure, yeah.
And I am pretty sure because I texted you, right? Do you remember this? You were with.
I think you did, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I remember because I was visiting my friend in like Las Vegas.
Vegas. Yeah. You were out of town.
And yeah, I remember that. Mm-hmm.
So I got your number from Destiny and I just texted you. I was like, hey, I'm at the Tyler show tonight. Like, are you here? Are you going to, whatever. You weren't, but.
No, I wasn't.
I remember you mentioning like, oh my God, I remember when you texted me. Cause you had just at this point you and Brittany had broken up.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You and Brittany had broken up. Rest in peace, Scully. She's just fine. She like has a baby and a husband. Like she's fine. But
yeah, at
this point you were dating, what should we call
somebody
her?
else.
Because she's also prevalent to the story, I feel like. Your next girlfriend. This was his other like serious. He had like 2 like serious girlfriends and I'd say it was Brittany and
I want to think of a cool name, but like
cool name.
Damn it.
Cinnamon. Like, what do you want? Like, pick a name.
Comb.
You're like, oh my God, did you see your sushi sneeze?
Jeez, you need some allergy medicine?
Okay, what are we calling her? Or I'm going to pick a name.
Samantha?
Samantha. That's not cooler than Cinnamon. So
no, it's not, but I just
panicked.
Samantha. So, started dating Samantha.
And you had dated Samantha before. This was like your second
This is my first back-to-back. Or this is my
not
first...
Not back-to-back, but your first like...
second round
rerun
of a person, yeah.
Yeah, so you like... It was like, you know, you liked her. It was like you went back, so, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were together and we started high school. Oh, before we started high school, Samuel and I broke up.
Yeah.
We broke up.
And it was a big deal because it was like they've been together for so long.
Yeah, we were a Facebook couple too. Like...
Tumblr couple.
We weren't, but like not actually on Tumblr, you know, like we were the Tumblr couple like for our high school. You know what I mean? Like as close as our high school would ever get to a Tumblr couple.
They were the only goth people I knew.
Goth? I was a little emo, but I don't know if
vibe.
Goth is the right word. But yeah, we would go to Warped Tour. He was the emo kid.
Yeah, emo, I guess.
And that was kind of the problem. We were both a little bit too emotional. Like it was a very unhealthy relationship. It was on and off a lot. We wanted different things. He had a lot of mental health issues, like ridiculous. Maybe I'll talk about that in another podcast episode. That's a story for another day. Is that relationship. But we broke up and it had nothing to do with Josh or anyone else. It was just like, I knew going into high school, I was like, I kind of want to explore. Like, it's funny because now me and you have been together since high school. We started dating when we were 15, 16, whatever. So which is coming up in the story time. But like we've been together 8 years now and we did break up, whatever. But nowhere during that time was I like, am I missing out on dating? Am I missing out on other people? You know, like I've never felt that with you.
Yeah.
But with Samuel, I remember feeling like that. Like right before high school started, I was like, I kind of want to experience that high school being single, like dating around, you know, like life. Like there's going to be so many new people. So Samuel and I break up, yada, yada. School starts. We end up having biology together.
Yep.
With
good old
Mr.
biology.
Toe Shoes.
Oh no, not the cursed name.
He wore those shoes that like are like gloves for your feet where like every
Each
toe has a little pocket. You know, I'll put a picture on the screen. He would wear those every day and kids would call him like Mr. Toe Shoes or Toe Shoes, whatever. So
it was a
that's
really
what we'll
good
call
name
him.
because it's just like, I remember my friend conversations. It was just like Mr. Toe Shoes, and everyone's like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
I know who that is." Also, because the person's legal name was harder to say too.
Yeah, he has like a complicated last name, but
so weren't bullying too hard.
Right. So we had that class together and I was single. And I remember like I had just gotten out of a 1.5 year long committed relationship, toxic like whatever. I just wanted to fuck around. I was like, I'm in high school now. I'm ready to like make out with a different guy every day. Like it never would have been anything crazy really, but I was like ready for a little chaos. I wanted the post breakup slut phase was in full effect.
Yeah.
And like, so I had 2 options. One,
Was I your option? We're
like,
jumping
here's
right
my
into
thing.
it.
Well, no, you weren't because you were dating
Somebody.
Samantha.
Yeah.
I literally can't remember her name. You were dating Samantha. So no, you know, obviously that's not an option really. I mean, not that you were a very loyal boyfriend at this time, not even gonna lie, but whatever. Or I could with my my ex, Nathan. Do you know who I'm talking about? He also was in that biology class.
Yeah.
One time we did
so
a project
she had another
together.
ex from like a long
From
time
elementary, like my first love. I think
Yeah.
Nathan was like my first, like, oh my gosh, I was obsessed. Like when I first moved,
Yeah.
I had to break up with him, you know, because we were like 13, whatever. Anyway, so like I was like, and
Anyway,
every time
you had options.
I would come back up and visit, like there was always this like unspoken thing, but like the distance just, it didn't work when you're 13, you can't drive.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's a good option too. So I thought Josh was hot. I would have been down. If you were single, like I probably would have like tried to really initiate something because I was just like, why not? If you're in your slut phase, you're trying to go for, you know, some chaos, like why not go for the fuckboy that is down for nothing serious?
Yeah.
And so I had a crush on you. I liked you, but you were with Samantha for the time being. So it was like, whatever. I didn't do anything about it. But we would just flirt in class and like talk a lot. And I was like, I remember telling my best friend at the time, Chloe, like, oh, I just wish he was single. I wish he was single, you know, like it'd be like a perfect rebound kind of a vibe. But yeah. So homecoming comes around. And you were going to homecoming naturally with Samantha, like your girlfriend, you know, typical.
Yeah.
And I was trying to get Nathan to ask me to homecoming so I wouldn't be like by myself or whatever. And I was like, whatever, like maybe I'll make out with Nathan, like good old again, I wanted a rebound like I did. I was on the prowl. It didn't work out. Nathan's a loser, whatever. So I end up going to homecoming with just my friends, Chloe and our other friend, Isabel. And so we all went as like a little group. We were like a trio. And you were there with Samantha. And I remember you and Samantha sat on the sidelines all night. Like it was in just like the gym.
Yeah.
So like in the middle of the gym was like everyone dancing, the DJ. And then there was like the big gymnasium, like stairs. And you and Samantha were just up in the stairs the entire night. Like I think I saw you dance once, like before you left.
We did like one slow song. Cause I was like, we may as well dance with once. It was like she
Why?
had like
Just was like anxious,
from
not
what
really
I
feeling
understood, she was just like had like crippling like anxiety. So she just wasn't finding fun, and it wasn't like, you know, we probably just shouldn't have dated, but we did.
Yeah, you
So
didn't
it was
communicate.
lame.
Like y'all didn't talk. They would like they were dating, but here's the thing: like you were dating, everyone knew you were together, but like you could be in the same hallway and like walk past each other and like not even say hi or look at each other. Like it was the most detached form of boyfriend and girlfriend. Like I feel like most of your relationship was just
Yeah.
like you'd get home from school and text each other.
Weird vibes. But yeah, so it was pretty miserable, whatever.
That's aggressive, but
Where were we?
sorry, and had to do a little battery change. But yeah, but at homecoming, you were up in the stands the entire time. And I remember I have never dropped it down like so much in my life. I was just like hoping that you were like watching from the distance, you know, that you could see me. Cause like I could see you, but I didn't know if you could see me.
Yeah.
But I just remember I gave it my all on that dance floor. I like him. I think he's hot. And I just know we would have had a fun time. So I was like, I'm going to show him like what he's missing or whatever. Very stupid. Like, I'm not like other girls' energy of me, but it was true. I was like, and I remember the next day my legs were sore as hell from dropping it
Yeah.
down. So do you remember even seeing me at all? Or was I just living
I
my
don't like
fantasy?
specifically remember, but I definitely saw you because like we were up in like the stand, so we could see down on like,
Right.
the other people. So probably, but I remember noticing that you were there. You know,
That's it. But whatever. So
can I have one of those?
yeah, here.
Eating a sour rope.
Gummy straw. Yeah, this has now become a mukbang. So yeah, you were with
Yeah.
Samantha, homecoming, whatever. Then you two broke up. I don't know, like
Yep. Shortly after that, we broke up.
yeah, just didn't work out.
Yep.
And I didn't know this. Okay, so, like
Oh shit. Yeah. So so speaking of shortly after, it
shortly after, I'm talking like what was it? Like 2 days.
was like 2 days.
2 days after, I missed school. I missed school for something. I don't know. I like couldn't be there that day. And I called or I DM'd you on Twitter.
Did not fucking call me.
Sorry, I don't know why I said
Don't fucking call me. Nobody calls me.
I don't know why I said that. I DM'd you on Twitter.
Twitter.
Yep. And I was like, hey, I wasn't in biology today. Like, what do we do? You know, like what?
She's just like, give me your notes type of thing.
Yeah. And you replied with, and I quote, just the lady I wanted to hear from.
Yeah.
And I was like, what does that mean? And we were just like going back and forth, whatever. You told me like what we did in class. I think we just watched a movie or something. Like I didn't miss anything. And then we just kind of kept talking. And you randomly like just flirty bantering were like, I'm going to be honest. Like, I think I love you, but I can't. And to me, I'm like, I think this guy's hot. I've like had this like active crush on you now at this point. I'm like, what the fuck do I do about this? He has a girlfriend. Like, how do I approach this situation? And I was like, you can't. Like, what do you mean you can't love me? And you were like, bro code. So this time, I don't know when this, like literally, you broke up with Samantha and like you were like suddenly, Haley. Like I wasn't even at school that day. Like what made you, like, when did you
some
decide?
Context matters because like
Yeah, we need your perspective. Because I was clueless.
because we had so the year before we didn't talk over the summer really because we weren't like that close like that.
Was it just because now I
but-
was single? You were like, oh,
Yeah, probably.
you never pictured me and Siama to like break up. So now that
Yeah.
I was, you were like,
no,
oh,
yeah,
wait.
yeah. So it was like I expected, other people probably expected you two to keep just dating forever,
Right.
And I heard you broke up with you two, and then I was like, oh, that's like surprising. And then the relationship that I was in, it was just like not good. So it was like fizzling out, love is dead type shit.
Oh my
by the time it
God.
ended, it was like,
Was it
over.
love though? Like, be serious.
No, it wasn't.
It just wasn't working out.
It was just like, so before that, I remember I followed her on Twitter. I would like her tweets. And then one of her tweets was like,
I was like listening to a lot of
thick
Drake. I was just trying to be
eyes,
cool.
Thick
Thighs save lives.
No. It was brown or blue eyes, thick thighs, something like that,
Talking about me.
or whatever.
Because I do got blue
liked
eyes
it.
and thick
I
thighs,
liked it,
bitch.
and I'm pretty sure I replied at it.
You
or
did.
something.
Yeah, I remember that. You started like interacting with my tweets a little bit
Yeah,
more.
and I was like, yes. I was like, that is exactly what I'm feeling.
And you're like, thick thighs, blue eyes? Yeah, give me them. At this point, you were single. I didn't know that.
yeah, and also, your cat died that summer, so I remember
Yeah.
interacting with you some way at
Aw.
least, or at least like seeing your post and be
Rest
like,
in
I
peace
kind
to
of,
Gus.
feel like, oh, that's sad.
Yep.
So it was like leading up to it, through Twitter.
You were watching me on Twitter.
Yeah. So I already had my eye on you a little bit.
Yeah. So that's what you meant by just the lady I wanted to hear from. Was
Yeah,
that you had
'cause
just kind of started thinking about me because you had a breakup.
Well, even before then, I would think about you, because like I already knew you were cool, and then we had class and whatever. But it was just like perfect. I remember it just being perfect because I was literally thinking about you as you like DM'd me and then whatever. So I was like,
wow, look at that, y'all. Fate is real.
yeah.
Fate is real. So I DM'd him. We talked, whatever, and he was like, "I love you, but I can't."
Was that same DM or was that like weeks later?
The same conversation within a
shit.
10-minute span. Like I'm not kidding. Within a 10-minute span.
Get to the point.
Yeah, you were, and you call me. You're like J-Lo. Like I'm nothing like J-Lo, but thanks, King. Yeah, you were like flirting with me hard.
To be honest, I don't think I knew. I still don't really. Well, I know now, but I didn't really know what J-Lo looked like. I just know that she looked good. So I was like, you look good.
You're like, I know people say J-Lo's hot, so I'm gonna use this as a reference.
Exactly.
Great, because I'm glad you weren't confused that if I was like Latina or something, because definitely not that.
I'm like, oh my god.
Okay, you look like J-Lo.
Your last name? That's that? Latina?
That's Latina. Your last name's Ryan. Whatever. Okay, so yeah, you just like were heavy on the flirting. So I remember I was like, you have a girlfriend. Like, what are we doing here? Like, why are you trying to flirt with me right now? Like, what about Samantha? I think I literally said.
Yeah,
and you were like, oh, we broke up. We broke up like weeks ago. Like
I said a long time ago, specifically.
Oh,
or like I
remember.
specifically said like something that
a
was
while
blurred.
ago or something.
Yeah, a while ago.
A while ago. I didn't find out for like we'd been together for like maybe 2 years when you were like, it was 2 days. Yeah. So in my head, I'm like, oh. And also Samantha, like I had a class with her. This is kind of a little side note, but I had a class with her when we started actually getting together.
Yeah.
And I just got the vibe that she like hated me. And now it makes a lot of fucking sense. I was with her ex you guys broke up on a Friday, Monday morning. Like we were like, that's so.
Her friends were
I
probably
would
like,
never.
he cheated on you.
I would have never. Yeah, probably like because it was Samantha and her like 2 besties, like all in that class with me, and they would all sit together.
Exactly.
I literally, I'm so sorry. Like I never would have dated you if I would have known. So yeah, you were smart with that one, but oh my God.
You're welcome.
So yeah, then we got to talking and I was like, so what's up with the I can't thing then? Like you're single then. That's not the problem. Like what is this I love you, but I can't business? And you were like, bro code. Like I'm friends with Samuel. That's not, I'm not trying to do that.
Dudes make that rule because it's.
And I agree. Like bro code, girl code, just people code. Like don't date your friends' exes unless you do what you did, and which is what did you do?
So I went to him.
So you did. The next day at school or the next school day.
Yeah. So I was
you
like,
were at
all
lunch. Right. You would still eat lunch together.
Yeah,
you and Samuel.
We always ate lunch together. So I just went up to him and I was like, hey, I just want you to know that I feel a certain way for Haley. And it's just like basically like, how do you feel about that? Like,
I think I like Haley.
Whatever. I think I like Haley. Want to pursue that or whatever.
Is that okay?
And he was just like, yeah, dude, fucking whatever, bro.
Yeah. Here's the thing that pisses me the fuck off.
No worries, dude.
Yeah, he was so chill about it. He was like, yeah, whatever. I mean, I wasn't there, just from what you've told me. Samuel seemed very cool with it, right?
Yep.
So we
Super
start.
chill.
You come back to me. You're like, hey. We're good. Like we're on, you know?
Yeah.
And at this point, I'm still thinking like this is going to be we're going to talk for a few weeks, make out, get a little hot and heavy. And like, it's like I never expected us to even be a boyfriend and girlfriend, like committed relationship at this point. But I was like, cool. Now we can just like fuck around, do whatever we want. Who cares? You broke up with Samantha a while ago.
Pretty sure that was the time frame where people said, oh, wait, no. I was going to say YOLO, but I think that was way before.
Yeah, it was like a few, like 2 years before.
Me misremembering.
Whatever. That's a motto. YOLO. Anyway. So, so we start like, seeing each, like talking, like dating, hanging out.
Yup.
And Samuel texted me like a few days later after it kind of like became a thing and was like, we were talking, like me and Samuel, like, because he would keep texting me trying to like have conversations and just whatever, and I was trying to just like be like, we need to stop talking or whatever. And so we were arguing over text. I remember because I was at my grandma's house for something, like dinner at my grandma's house, and I was like having to like be on my phone. I think
Eating
I got
hamburger dip.
Yeah, gotta love my grandma's hamburger dip. And we're going to dinner with my grandma
Tomorrow. Never mind. That's next week.
Next week.
See you next week, Grandma.
See you next week, Grandma, for some. Anyway, it was like getting heated, and he said, and now you're gonna get with my best fucking friend. Like, he called me a whore. Some term that was not nice. I don't know if it was bitch, whore, whatever, slut.
I know what it was, but I don't say those words anymore.
Yeah.
But
he called me. I was
it
like,
was funny because he called my best friend. Yeah, and it was fun because we obviously were not best friends.
Yeah, like come on, like
maybe he wishes, but
he definitely did. I think he definitely did.
Yeah, but we weren't. Just for the record, you wouldn't. I mean, you weren't my least favorite friend, you know.
Okay, but yeah, like they weren't besties. Like it was not that serious. So that was like ridiculous that he even went there, that he even said that. Also, the lighting is just getting progressively worse as this episode goes on.
Oh yeah, the sun is
so
setting.
bad. It's setting. We're here for the vibes.
Yeah, just vibes. Just close your eyes and listen.
Yeah,
you know.
I'll bring the fucking ring light next episode.
Yep.
Okay. So, yeah, he was all mad about that. Like, basically, like, you left me for my fucking bestie. Like, okay, whatever. And also, like, even if they were best friends, even if you guys were like literally brothers, the fact that you went to him and asked if it was cool and he said yes, like, get over it. You agreed. If Samuel would have said like, I'm not cool with that, we probably wouldn't, which like would have sucked. Like looking now, like that would have been pretty shit. But like we probably wouldn't have tried to like. Yeah, you were like adamant on bro code.
Yeah, because
like,
it was like my friend group, so I didn't want beef.
Yeah, and your friend, but for me, it was Samuel. I don't owe you shit. I can do whatever I want. We're not together anymore.
Yeah, right.
But you owed like a loyalties, and you worked it out. So I like that was like the fact that he tried to come at me after that was so
and
stupid.
With me, he was definitely weird with me. Like he would like we would like.
It was okay, but it wasn't okay.
We'd like mess around and joke around all the time, but like he would like joke around and like punch me. And one time I remember just being like over it and I fucking punched him back and I was like, stop it. And it was just like childish, you know? So it was like we had beef and I could tell you had beef with me, like, but you wouldn't say anything. But he would just kind of like jokingly like be like, I'm just joking.
That's very much like how his personality is too. So
yeah,
like not really confrontational, but
yeah. So with me and with you, he was like, we're good, you know? Or I mean, I guess.
But I think he's always felt some type of way about it. But whatever. As I've said, like the fourth time, don't let your boyfriend stop you from finding a husband. Don't.
Yep.
And I didn't.
Track, you know,
it's
you don't
not
have
a laugh
to do
track.
it. But
yeah, we're speaking facts.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, we start like actually getting together. Like I was 15, Josh was 16. You had just turned 16, like right before we started like this whole thing happened.
We'd go over to each other's houses.
Yeah. You met my mom before we were even like boyfriend and girlfriend because I was like,
our first time
we were going to hang out. We were going to hang out after school. We like made plans to either like, what we do is we would like ride the bus home to your house because your dad would like not get off work till like 5 or like whatever later. So we would just go hang out at your house for a few hours. Then your dad would come and we would just hang out or we'd go to my house. But one day we had plans to hang out. My mom was like, oh, we have to go see this movie. Like we're doing a family thing. And I was like, oh, can I bring Josh? Like just kind of like throw it out there. And my mom was like, sure. And I just was like, okay, I'll ask him. And I fully expected you to be like, no, don't want to go watch the Charlie Brown Christmas movie with your parent, or your mom and your siblings, your younger siblings.
I was just like,
you were like, yeah, sure. And we were not boyfriend and girlfriend. Like we were just like friendly.
I think it's
flirting.
the first time I dated somebody and met their parents of somebody who had divorced parents too. So it was like, I don't know if that's what played into it, what I was thinking, but it makes sense. I'm like, I met your dad. I may as well meet your mom or something.
Yeah, you'd already met my dad at my house. Yeah, so you hadn't met my mom yet. That's true.
Yep.
So it was like a more formal meet the parents, whereas like my dad you met very casually because you were like coming over.
Yeah. Anyway, met the parents.
Yeah, you met my parents before we even became official. We were just hanging out. And then one day, November 11th, 2015, We had biology, as we usually did, which was the last period of the day.
Yep.
So we would always like be in biology together. We sat by each other in biology. And we would be in biology. The bell would ring.
We'd be cooking in biology.
That room was hot for some reason.
I meant like meth, but like, yeah.
Okay. That's
like, you know, chemistry. Jesse.
Bitch. Okay.
Okay.
So, but we would always get out of biology and like walk into the hallway. The cats are beefing.
They're punching each other in the face.
Okay, we would walk into the hallway. We need to stay on track. This is the longest story time ever.
Okay. You're right.
Which is, it's fun. I like it, but we might have to do relationship advice in another fucking episode because this is taking a minute.
Oh, shit. Maybe.
So, yeah, November 11th, 2015, we got out of biology. We would always like walk down the hallway, kiss, hug, like say goodbye. You would go get on your bus. I would go to my bus because our buses like picked up at opposite sides of the school. It was very weird.
Yeah.
And before you like left, you were like, Haley, will you be my girlfriend or whatever?
Yeah.
And then we were boyfriend and girlfriend. That's basically the story of how we
shook hands on it.
We shook hands on it.
And started from there. Mm-hmm. So
now here we are, nearly 8 years later. Yeah, and we did break up in college for a year and we got back together. That's the short story. We had a little gap year in college, which I think we needed. Like, but otherwise, like being with someone from 15, 16 all the way until we're 20, we're going to be 24.
Yeah, it's a pretty long time.
Like, what the hell? So I feel like considering that, like, we've done good, you know? Like, that's why, like, it's so annoying. It's so fucking annoying because every time there's, like, our anniversary, I'll be like, 7 year, 8 year. And there's always, like, one random bitch that's like, I remember you guys broke up at some point. Like, girl.
Subtract 50 points from that.
Like, I'm not gonna fucking like, yeah, it's just stupid. But we did break up. But like, we did the breakup right. Like, the breakup get back together so right because we took actual, like, I feel like on and off again, like, I've been in those relationships where it's like they're breaking up all the time and you're like, okay, girl, like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just bullshit at that point.
That was what I had with Samuel. And so I knew, like, I'm never doing that again. Like, that's not for me. So when we broke up, we were both like very like, this is it. Like, we're, you know, breaking up. Yeah. We did not think we would ever get back together. Like, that was not what was on our minds. And we really took seriously to like go explore other connections and try other things. And then at the end of the day, like, we're such good friends. Like, we are besties before anything else. So like, even when we were broken up, we were always hanging out. We were roommates still. Like, you moved out eventually, but for a while there, we still lived together. Like, we would, and I remember the day you moved out, literally we like dropped off the rest of your stuff. He lived in the dorms next door to my apartments, like the apartments. So literally the day you moved out, you texted me like, you probably left at like 4 and by 6 p.m. you had texted and was like, can I come over? And you did. And like, so like this, we really took the time apart. We moved separately. We really committed to it. And at the end of the day, we were like, damn, like, it's really like I still love you. And this is still, you know?
And it for me, it just definitely summarize it. Like, we were kids and whatever. And then we're like, well, what's going to go on here? Whatever. And then we just took a break. And we're like, we chose each other as adults.
Yes.
So it's like
100%. And also like it was literally the year we moved out for college. And so we were 18 years old and we moved out on our own for the first time, 4 hours away from any other of our friends and family, completely isolated, going to college full time and working at least part time, like to pay rent.
Yeah.
We were so busy. There was so much change and so much stuff going on that like we did not like cherish each other in our relationship. Like, we just didn't even have room for it.
Right.
It was just like, just so much. So I feel like, exactly what you said. We were kids. We moved out for college. That life stuff hit us. We took a break and we chose each other again as adults. 100%.
And school definitely put us through it. Like,
it
just puts you, it just
college
makes your
is
life
a
in general
fucking
really
romp.
hard.
Like, oh my God, it's
Try to get through college with a partner and let me know how that goes.
We did it. But it's not like you can't say that there weren't bumps in the road.
Right.
And I honestly though, like, I don't even feel any like negativity or shame about the fact that we'd broken up and got back together because again, we were broken up for a year. We really took the time, but also like our relationship, like now post that, like our adult relationship is literally like the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Like if you would like even
'Cause it's
15 and 16-year-old us.
Imagine you're stupid. We didn't really do this, but like imagine you're stupid, you're 15, whatever, and you like set these certain boundaries, but then
Yep.
you like we reset our boundaries like
Yep.
as we got back together. So
Yep.
it's like, hey, I know I was cool with this before or something like that.
No,
like,
I'm not,
no,
or
I'm
like-
not, whatever. You kind of
Yep.
like just refresh and it's
Yep.
nice. But I like it because it's like I definitely had thoughts like when we started breaking up. I was like, well, we have been together for so long. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna try dating other people, like
Yeah.
see how that goes. And so it was nice that I'm like, I don't care about that, you know. It's just like let's get back together.
Yeah, we
And-
tried the little dating world and realized very quickly, which is very obvious, that dating is fucking awful.
Sorry if you're out there dating, but also
Yeah, honestly,
on
thoughts
it,
and
maybe.
prayers. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know. But
good luck.
we kind of glossed over the fact that you went from being like major big fuckboy to like us being in a committed relationship. Because yeah, initially when we first started talking and hanging out, again, I was just in it for like a little casual thing. Like I figured that's what you would want.
it's
I
because
that,
you had proper boundaries.
and then yeah, so he fell in love with me. Sorry, like I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
And here we
The
are.
vibes are just so strong.
So yeah, like what
I
about
can
it?
smell her from coming across the hallway.
I feel like this is advice that people want to know. How do you tame
Oh.
the fuckboy?
From
The
you
fuckboy
don't.
himself, how do you? You
You
can't.
don't.
That's
It's just the
first
person
step.
that wants to change. If
That's
anything.
that's the first step. Is like you yourself. No matter what you do, you will not be able to change anyone.
No.
But what made you like the fuckboy needs to want to change? The fuckboy needs to want to change. So what made you want to change?
Well, so I was like really in a position where I could like flirt with a lot of people, date a lot of people. And then I got with somebody who kind of like fucked me up. Like she was very emotionally manipulative and whatever. And then
Brittany.
after that, I was dating that other person who was kind of just boring. So it was like
Oh my gosh.
our relationship was boring.
Your just relationships weren't fulfilling. They weren't good.
Yeah.
You weren't getting much out of it. Like
Yeah.
other than like the like making out and like other than the physical stuff, you weren't getting emotionally like it was just not a win. You were like,
Yeah.
why?
So basically I was just tired of like trying to like date all these different people. Like I wanted to like date one person type of thing. Mm-hmm. But the people I was dating just felt so like they wanted to just be with me. And so they like were just like, oh, got him, like secured. So it's like they just kind of went with the flow. They just went with the flow.
you were the commodity. Like you were the hot guy that a lot of girls liked. So when a girl, they would do whatever to kind of like
Yeah.
try and make you.
So it's like, well, who are you? Like you're just doing what I want to do, you know? So it's like,
Yep. I've had friends like that. I've had relationships like that where like, but like if one person is like has more power, more money, more social status, more looks, like the power dynamic
yeah, for sure.
is not fair, a lot of the times.
Yep. Yeah, it's like, and it was just you knew how to joke. A lot of people that I talked to like just didn't joke. They just weren't comfortable. Whatever
Didn't have the same like sense of humor.
sense of humor. Yeah,
They could joke, but your sense of humor and like your other people's.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's true. Like
Yeah, and they would just shit their pants if they were like in the same room as me, So it was like I could just tell that they were like uncomfortable because they were nervous and all that. But we already had like
you wanted more of,
history and
yeah, we were already
just-
friends. I think like us having that friendship and that connection, like we built a friendship basis off of never thinking it would ever go anywhere else. Like that really helped.
Yeah, I think so because you let your guard down, or I mean, whatever,
Yeah.
Like, we were just very comfortable with each
And
other.
I could make jokes with you.
Yeah, right. We were comfortable because we just knew each other,
Yeah.
and then we were comfortable because like I knew I could what type of jokes I could
You
tell
could and
with you.
couldn't. Yeah.
So it's like we just overall were very comfortable.
So yeah, we got along like house on fire. We would laugh, had similar senses of humor, similar interests. We both like video games, like technology. I liked making videos. You liked playing video games.
Yeah,
We both bonded over like computer stuff, like stuff like that. But then I had boundaries. That's something you said that I want to
Yeah.
go back to.
yeah. So it was just like she was able to be like,
And this is the thing, ladies. I want this to be like, take fucking note of this.
Yeah.
How to get the fuckboy, tame the fuckboy. The only way you will ever be able to have a fuckboy be like, maybe I need to change, is if you stand up for yourself and you have boundaries. If you did something, like there were some things that you'd have done that I'm not going to repeat on this podcast because it's just I'm just like, why did you fucking do that? And when you did them, I was literally like, why would you fucking do that? Like, I never just like let you do like fuck boyish things when we like, once we became boyfriend and girlfriend. I think I said that to you before we got together. You asked me out. Oh my God. I actually literally forgot
I thought
about
you
this.
just skipped over it just to be like.
I didn't mean to. You should have stopped me.
Should we go back?
Yeah, we should. You asked me out once.
Okay,
and
so
I
we're
said
going
no.
back to when we were like dating again.
Yeah,
So
before
we're
we
going
were
back to that
I
time
forgot
frame.
about this. Going back to the future. Yeah.
Not the future.
Sorry.
So we were just dating in high school and just, you know, seeing where things would go.
It was very
whatever.
casual at this point.
Very casual, yeah. And I asked her
we started
out.
making no, I know why. This was the first time we went to your dad's after school. It was the first time I rode the bus with you, like, and went to your place, and I knew your dad wasn't going to be there. And I was like, oh my God, we are going to make out. Like, I know we're like, it was our first like kiss, I think.
Yeah, it was our first
It was
kiss.
our first kiss. And I knew it was going to happen. I remember talking to Chloe, my friend at the time, and being like, I'm going to his house. His dad's not going to be there. Like, we're going to kiss. I have not made, like, the only person I'd ever like made out with in my life was Samuel. So I like didn't know if I was any good. And you had made out with more girls than, you know, I had one make out. You had a handful.
Sure.
So I was a little bit scared that I wasn't going to be experienced or I would be, you know.
Yeah.
So I was nervous about it, but we went. You say to this day that it was just a peck. It was just
a quick little.
Like he literally thinks our first kiss was like there was tongue involved, like full on tongue. We'll have to agree to disagree, but I remember very clearly.
There were no cameras, so I don't know.
Not at that time. So right after that, you pulled away and were like, asked me out, want to be my girlfriend, whatever. Like that same, within like the same hour.
Yep, I did.
And what did I say?
She said, fuck no.
I said, fuck no, baby. Like, no, I don't. And I gave good reasons. I was like, one, Samuel's, I think it's too fresh. With Samuel being upset, I felt the vibes that Samantha didn't like me in class. Like, I was like, I think it's a little bit too fresh. Unfortunately, I think we should wait a little bit longer. And number two, how do I even know you're going to be like a good boyfriend, like trustworthy? Like you don't have the best reputation for being a good boyfriend.
Right.
You're a good makeout. You're a good time. You're funny. You're hot, but you didn't have a rep for being a good boyfriend. And I'm not that kind of girl. Like I just got out of an unhealthy relationship. I didn't want to get into another one in a different way, you know?
Right.
So I said no.
Yep.
I said no. I rejected him.
So yeah.
Yeah, I rejected you. And then I fully left your house that day expecting that like we probably would like that was going to be the end of it. Like I didn't expect. I
wasn't done with you.
Yeah, I kind of thought I would scare you away with a rejection.
No.
But no. It just made you want me more. You're like, I want the challenge.
Well,
or what?
I respected it, you know, cuz
yeah. It was reasonable.
Yeah, it was reasonable. I'm not like, what the fuck? Yeah.
We're kind of jumping all over this story, but I feel like we haven't rehashed this story in like forever. So
yeah, I forgot about the details.
The details come as you
because you mentioned some things that I forget about. I forget,
and then you
mentioned. So it's like brains forget shit.
But yeah, so yeah, then like a few weeks later, still going good. Like you were still just as consistent and persistent, and like you weren't like flirting with other girls, you know, like that I could tell. And I remember like even my friend, which she'll laugh about this now, but I remember even Kenya being like, he really like fucked up Samantha. Like you should not date him. Like he is not like, you know, he really like hurt Samantha. And I was like, girl, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. But like I kind of knew it was a risk. Like not only was like that you had this reputation, but like my friends were being like, is this smart? Like, because I had mentioned that you asked me out and I said no, and I was like, but maybe eventually. And Kenya was like, I don't think that's a good idea. And I did it anyway. Oh my God. And Mr. Adams. Okay, so when I was like, flashback to art class.
Going back.
Yeah.
We're back in middle school.
Back in middle school, just for a quick second. When I had said to Mr. Adams, I want to sit by Josh, like whatever, that's fine. That's the only other person like that I really talk to here. Mr. Adams was like, really? like surprised that I was asking to sit by you. And I was like, yeah, like we're friends, whatever. And Mr. Adams looked me dead in the fucking face, like dead in the eyes, and was like, Haley, you're a really nice, sweet girl. Don't let a guy like that corrupt you. And I think he thought that like we were like flirting or, you know, you were trying to get at me at that time, which like was not even the case at all, which is so funny that he like even like a grown ass, like 47-year-old like man.
It's like, you need to watch out
was
for
like,
this
watch
guy.
out.
Like,
Which is
this
like,
guy gives me bad vibes.
which is so funny because now I'm like, look at me. I am corrupted as fuck. Like we live together with our 2 cats. You corrupted the hell out of me.
It makes me think that like some of his other classes, like kids were talking about me or something.
Maybe.
Because like
you're famous.
I was also just kind of in general just a troublemaker. We had this special class.
He's big on vandalism.
Like,
I'm not even gonna
we
lie.
had like 8 periods, right? And then we had like a special in between period where you
like a study hall, like a
study
like a,
hall.
What is it called? No, it's called
something.
Oh my gosh,
But,
there's a term for it.
But basically, we're assigned it for all 3 years that you're going to that school.
Yeah.
And during that last year, I transferred out because I just had too many problems with him and people in the class.
Oh, you were in his class for like you were supposed to be for all 3 years,
and
but
then
you
I
had to transfer.
transferred out.
So
to
yeah,
somebody
like
else,
they had previous beef, previous tea, him and Mr. Adams. So yeah, but the fact that he said that to me is like so funny, given like where we are now. But yeah, so I had like gotten warnings from like friends, teachers, like literally being like.
Literally adults were telling her, fucking watch out.
My parents liked you. Like my mom liked you.
Yeah,
my dad, like
I'm
they've
a
always
sweetie.
liked you. Yeah, you're good.
I got a nice smile.
Yeah, they love the nice smile.
Yeah.
I remember my grandma when she met you, she was like, oh my gosh, his dimples. I'm like, grandma, stop. Like chill. But yeah, so but I was like nervous, but I was like, I'm just gonna fill it out, see how it goes. So it was like maybe a few weeks later and you were still like just as consistent. Nothing had really changed. Like it didn't phase you at all. You were just as persistent on courting me or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And so eventually I was like, okay, you know, whatever. And I think that was like earlier in the day, like probably at lunch and then on November 11th probably. And then like after class, you were like, okay, you know, same day, let's get it done. So
yeah.
then we were boyfriend and girlfriend.
And then we're boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah, and then we broke up, whatever. Yeah, we talked about that. Anything else like from our... I guess we could talk more about the breakup, but I don't know. I just think we did breakups well. Like we just did a couple breakup, get back together moment like really well, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it happened at a really good time in our life too. Yeah. So I think it's good. It's done nothing but make us stronger and more trust and whatever.
But I'm not saying that if you have a toxic ass fucking relationship, you should break up and get back to like, don't like, our relationship was healthy before we broke up. It was healthy during the breakup. It was healthy, you know, when we got back, like it's always been pretty healthy. Yeah. There was only a little bit of tea when we were broken up. Like once we were like single, you kind of reverted back a little bit to your fuckboy ways. But like when we were together and anytime we're committed, you are nothing but an angel.
Yeah.
So
I would never do you wrong.
Yeah. I'm like, if you do, I will commit homicide. Just kidding. Like, I just won't tolerate disrespect. I won't tolerate bullshit. So I feel like, yeah, you make that. I made that clear from the jump. Rejecting his first boyfriend girlfriend proposal, you know, I think set the stage of just like, yeah, I'm not gonna put up with BS.
Because like, if you're dating somebody and they're never like, hey, you need to change this, then like you're just running your own show. And like, I run out of things to do sometimes. Like,
and also like given like how long we've been together, like we both have to be very willing to change and grow together. Yeah. And we always have been. Yep. You know, like there were certain things that are harder than others and it's like, okay, this 16, 17-year-old habit doesn't work. Whatever. You gotta like grow out of it. But I feel like that's just something we've done really well together. That's why I feel like our song, we don't like have a song. We don't have like this played at prom when we were young by Adele played as like our final high school dance, slow dance. So like that's kind of reminiscent for me, but Grow As We Go by Ben Platt is like, to me, like that's our song. Like I feel like if we were ever to get married, like first dance traditional type beat, like that's just like what I think of you every time I hear that song. It is true because we grow together. Like we literally grow up together. Yeah. We grow as we go. Like as we go, we figure it out.
We are literally Jack and the Beanstalk.
Which one are you and which one am I?
Use your imagination. We won't assign it.
Okay. I like that literally, like the Jack and the Beanstalk thing, just like, I lost my train of thought.
We're growing as we're going. We're cute.
Yeah.
We're healthy.
But we're very lucky. Like, I feel like it's not normal and it is not like recommended to stay with the person you date when you're 15, 16. You know what I mean? Like for the average person, that's not going to work out. That's not going to be a good vibe. If like, for example, if 23-year-old me was dating 16-year-old you, I would have left your ass a long time ago. You know, like we are lucky that at each stage as we grow, we're growing in a way that we are still compatible. But there's always the chance that one of us grows completely different. Like there was that. I feel like now it's been enough that it's like cemented. It's a forever thing, you know, whatever. But like 17, 18, 19, like there was always a chance one of us could have become like a fucking stock bro. Yeah.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Like what if in college you would have found like the stock bros and like I became just someone I hate, especially because like politics and stuff, like our morals, our religious views, our politics, like we weren't concerned with that shit when we were 15, 16.
If you like developed that like hustle culture and wanted to just like work 3 jobs, it probably wouldn't work, you know? So
right, that's what I'm saying. But like I think that's normal. Like that's fine. If two people grow apart.
Yeah, it's like to be expected.
Yeah,
nobody expects.
We feel lucky and like it's rare that we've been able to grow together so well.
Yeah, I only have a cute story, so. But luckily, we've been able to change in a way that's compatible, together. So whatever comes, we're able to
now we know how to,
and we've fought so much that we know how to fight, whatever,
and how to resolve arguments,
how to resolve it, right? And just how to like, just you learn so much about the other person, your partner, that. You know,
and it's just like it's a commitment. Like, we commit to learn and understand each other every day.
Yeah.
There's always gonna be hard shit in any relationship, anything in life. You have to just find people that you're like, I want to work through the hard shit with you. You make the hard shit worth it. You know?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And like, if you can't even handle your partner or like farting in front of your partner, which I've heard stories about
that's actually crazy. Like so many couples that like I'll hear that too. Maybe it's just Mormon culture. I don't know. Is it normal? Like
I don't know.
Let us know. But we hear stories about people that are like, I've been with I'm married, I have kids, whatever, and I don't fart in front of my husband or like I'm completely myself with you. Naturally, like I sleep naked half the time. Like I don't care. I'll walk around the house looking a fucking mess. Like, and I don't care. Morning breath, all of it. Like and I feel like that's the only way it works. We live together all the time, sleep in the same room.
If you're not comfortable with me, like we live in such a small house that it's like, you when are you ever going to be able to just be yourself? Like, you know, you have to be yourself all the time.
And that's like so true. Like, I don't understand couples. I'm like, what?
What are you scared of?
Or like, I don't let so-and-so see me without makeup for like, you know?
Yeah.
Or like, it always is shaved, whatever, anything like that. Like, I'm just like, what? Like, enjoy the prison that you've created for yourself.
Yeah, just be comfortable and like.
And if you're a partner, and if your partner says anything, whoever you're dating, seeing, whatever, if you're like, make any comment about the way you look, the way you act, you know? Oh, you fart, and they're like, ew, like literally dump them. Like that's a child. Like,
yeah. Like, what do you fucking want me to do? Be over here and just not fart my ass off? Like, but Haley got a big amplifier for that shit. She got like think of the size of your ass as like the gas tank for farts. She got a fat one. She got a lot of gas in there, you know?
You're like, yeah, you can't judge anyone for farting because girl, you fart.
Yeah, she's never been afraid of it.
The problem is, there's literal tears.
Finish your little laugh there. It's just funny. I think it's just funny to say that like the size of your ass like contributes to like either the loudness of the farts, the amount of farts, or whatever.
No, I think it does though, because if you got more cheek, that's like more.
Yeah.
When you fart, it's just your cheeks like smacking together that makes the noise.
That's true, because you think of animals like dogs and cats that don't have cheeks.
If your asshole is shaved versus not, it changes the way your farts sound.
Yep, can
and
confirm.
feel like so. Like, of course, cheek size is gonna booty size is gonna affect your fart
for sure.
I got a fat ass. Okay.
Yeah, you do.
I do. I don't have much going on upstairs, but like, I mean, in my brain I do. But like, I've never been like a booby girl, really. Like, but I do have a nice butt. You know, for a white girl, I'm happy with what I've got.
Big boobs don't amplify your farts, though. Fuck 'em.
No, they don't. But yeah, big boobs.
What are they gonna do? Feed a fucking baby one day? Maybe. Fuck that.
Yeah.
What's more important here?
Big farts or baby eating dinner?
Baby can have a little pickle.
Not the pickle.
Salt and vinegar chips. The most like spicy shit
I think
ever.
if you fed a baby, like a newborn baby, a salt and vinegar chip, it would just die. Instantly croak.
Goodbye.
Oh man, that shit made me like. This is also it. Like, you need somebody that you can laugh crying with. Like, just really fun. Like, all of our conversations are like this.
And another thing that we have going for us, which is great, love us. Fucking, I'm jealous of them. Some people, some couples and stuff, just will be like, oh, fuck, I ran out of fucking shit to say. Like,
yeah. Oh my god, I see TikToks all the time.
We can just spit shit. Like, most of our like weekends now that we're like fucking full ass working all the time adults.
Yeah, now that we're out of college,
we're just talking and chilling at home. Like,
that's what we prefer to do.
Yeah, we just like chill out with each other. Like, we're good company to each other.
Yep.
And we get along and we joke and whatever. So it's just like, I'm just gonna go hang out with my friend, you know?
Yeah, my bestie.
My bestie. He ate his food. He's energized.
Oh, did you guys hear that?
I heard that, yeah. He did.
Okay. Well, anything else we need to talk about for our relationship story?
I don't think so. And looks like this camera is about to die.
So perfect.
Perfect.
That was the first episode of Hi, I'm Haley podcast. Next episode will be the advice episode. You're getting Josh for
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
For the only time.
No, you're going to be on the next episode for the advice.
Maybe I'll see you next time.
Yeah, so stay tuned. But that is basically our love story.
Us. I think it's a really cute story.
Yeah.
And I'm living it. And the camera's dead.
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.
And listening.
We'll see you next time.